Bam, there we go.
It's Terrence Gangsta William, aka OG Diggity. I'm hanging out with the big homie, Hankin TV. Make sure y'all subscribe, support the brother. We out here doing big things. It's all good, baby. Y'all see we free. We out here enjoying life. Wah! I want y'all to stop the violence, say no drugs, and put these guns down. I'm out, baby. Gotta go.
This is a certified hood classic.
I used to be in my feelings, then I turned up and got a spot. I can't say how much I made in that bitch, I just know it was a lot. I don't care no more if she love me for real, long as she love my knot. They say, you hitting them with too much drip. I know I got a mop. I put my flow in the microwave, I know I gotta blow, now it's hot. I was way too far ahead of my time, I had to slow down and stop. Before I pull up to the honeycomb, I got to go round the block. Looking in blind spots for any nigga think he on the low trying to plot. Go ahead.
Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to Hankin TV, man. You feel what I'm saying? That's my boy. He put dope content over there.
What's up with it? It's your boy JT. If I say I done it, I did it. Man, I was supposed to do an interview tonight. My guest didn't show up. The day my birthday. I wasn't gonna do nothing, but I said, forget it, man. I'm gonna go ahead and run it, man. I got people waiting on me. Plus, I had went through and checked. I seen people had left comments. They was waiting on me. So just because the guest didn't show up, don't mean the show don't stop. The show must go on. So I said, I'd come on here and chop it up with y'all a little bit for my birthday. I got my bottle. This is still my bottle from New Year's. I am pop. I'm gonna pop this. Chop it up with y'all for a minute. Tell y'all the interviews I do got coming up, and just politic. You know, if anybody got anything they want to say, anybody want to come on up. We can chop it up. We can talk about something. And let y'all know the directions that I'm heading to. My new direction I'm heading to with Hankin TV. Right now I'm in the process. I'm getting the logo made. So I got the logo, graphic designer. He making my logo. I just got the website, hankintv.com. If you want to get a copy of the book, Hankin in Love with the Game, you can go to hankintv.com, or you can go to imhankin.com. I got the Hankin definition t-shirts. I don't got them on the site. I'm gonna add them, but I do got some on deck. Thanks, yo. I don't have these on the website, but I do have them on deck. They ain't on the website yet. So if you want to get one, you can DM me. I'm about to have them on the site. I also got a designer redoing the design for these. I'm in the process of getting a PO box. So people who want to do promotions and stuff, you know what I'm saying, I have somewhere for them to send it. Because I really ain't too fond about giving my address out because the silly games people play. So I'm about to get a PO box. I got the shirts about to go to the website, and I got the logo coming. Now I also got some more shirts I'm gonna do. But one of the things been holding me up is the logo, because I want to put the logo on it. This is my old logo right here. This the old one right here. It's just my name. So I'm getting a whole new logo made. So that's gonna be popping. I got some dope interviews coming up this month for February. Thursday, I'm gonna be on Yat Life Chronicles. I'm gonna be on his podcast at 8. But at 10 o'clock on my channel, I'm gonna finally have B Mac. He owns Studio Galleria. It's a recording studio. They do music, they do videos in there. He's also a videographer. He shoot videos, shoot events, weddings, and stuff like that. So I'm gonna bring him up. It don't matter where y'all at. He'll come to y'all if y'all need him. So I'm gonna have him come on, tell y'all about him, what he got going on. On the 13th, I got Rich Partner 2. That's an artist that sang to rap a lot. I got him coming up on Monday the 13th. And then on Thursday the 16th, I got TMO Timo. He an artist out of Dayton. He putting it down. He on a heavy campaign right now. So I said I was gonna help get him out there. So I'm gonna bring him up. I had the ex-mayor of Dayton, Ohio, ex-mayor Ryan McLean. She texted me today and told me happy birthday. So I'm in the process of getting her on the show. What I told her I want her to give like because her dad was also the mayor of Ohio, a mayor of Dayton too. So that's so that's kind of historical. A dad and a daughter that was the mayor of a city. So I would want to get her up here to like a brief history, of Ohio, of Dayton. Her father's term as mayor, what I'm saying? Matter of fact, they got a street named after him. So I hit her up. I'm waiting on her to hit me back. I got that coming up. But a hit dog always gonna holler, man. I'm really just speaking in general. So I ain't speaking to nobody. So if the shoe fit weird, and like I said, hit dog always gonna holler. I'm not speaking to nobody in general. I'm just speaking. Here it is. I made a platform for everybody, but mainly for my city, man, to shine light on people in my city that I felt like had talent, or I felt like was doing their thing. And I feel like maybe they could get some more minutes if somebody was really behind them and gave them a push. You know what I'm saying? I've had some people I contacted. They tried to charge me. I ain't tripping about that. But and I ain't even talking about my guest tonight. Me and him we got something else going on. 2 generations of mayors. But if you ain't here it is, a person trying to help you, man. You ain't got the common courtesy, man, to reach out and be like, man, I ain't gonna do it tonight, or never mind, or nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I used to always have in my mind, I'd be wondering, like, man, why would people make it from Dayton? Because we got a lot of people that have made it, man. I'm like, why would they make it? I'm like, how come nobody never reached back and helped nobody else? And there's so much stuff going on, I'm starting to see. But I ain't gonna use this time as a time to rant and complain, because this Hankin TV, we supply to the man and consistently turn a profit. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to put that out there, man. And when somebody be willing to help you, man, especially when you're trying to do your thing, man, take that help, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to be careful of the bridges you burn, man, because you never know who you might need. And that's one thing I did in my life, man. I've been through a whole lot, man. I've been to the mud. I've been through the bottom. And as time go on, I'm going to start opening up and telling y'all more and more about myself, man. But I've been at the very, very bottom, man. But one thing I did in life, man, I done did my dirt, you know what I'm saying? Robbed niggas, shot niggas, been robbed, been shot. But one thing I always did, man, I never really shitted on nobody that was in need. You know what I'm saying? I'll use an example, for instance, like a bum or something. I ain't gonna say a bum, but a less fortunate person. Come on, man, you got some change. I don't care what they're gonna do with it. Buy some wine, buy some drugs, whatever. If I got it, I give it to them. Because one thing I learned in life, man, you never know who you might need one day. And one thing I also, it became my saying, the world is round, man, and everybody get a turn, man. Just because a person is down today, don't mean they gonna be down tomorrow. And I can just use myself as an example. Like I said, all the stuff I've been through, and as down as I've been, I still remember the people that shitted on me. But now look how the tables are turned today, and I'm in a position where they may need me. You know what I'm saying? And I can honestly say, man, it's a lot of people who don't. I ain't complaining about it, it's just that I recognize it. It's a lot of people who don't acknowledge me or give me salute me where I'm at now, because they knew where I came from. And it ain't so much that I'm doing better than them, but people hate to see that. You know what I'm saying? I've never been that type of person. We all not the same, because like I said, you never know when you might need somebody. So you got to be kind of careful, man, how you treat people, man, and the bridges and stuff you burn. And I ain't gonna just say it's this newer generation that's doing it, but you know what I'm saying? It's everybody as a whole, man. You know what I'm saying? And they be saying, like, well, the young cats don't want to listen to the OGs, because all the OGs, they want to be young cats. But it is some people out there who they can listen to. It's definitely some people out there they can listen to. But like I said, man, I created this platform to help people, not even people from my city. It's people everywhere, man. If you got something you want to promote, you got something you trying to push, you got a story you want to tell, everybody got a story, hit me up. You know what I'm saying? Let's do something. You know what I'm saying? It's I ain't charging nothing. I ain't saying I ain't gonna never be charging. I ain't never seen people turn down so much free stuff. It's like people would love free stuff. I be posting, boom, hit me up. I'm giving out free books. Nobody hit me up. Hit me up. I'm giving out free shirts. Nobody hit me up. Hit me up. I'm doing free promo for your business. Hit me up. Would you say we should all be happy for people to increase, but unfortunately, too many people with negative vibe. Yeah, that's true. That's why I try not to. That's why I try not to stay on that. You know what I'm saying? Let that hinder me. But I try to do right, man, to kind of right some of the wrongs I done did, man. Cause I done did some stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I already acknowledge. I see a lot of people don't want to salute me or give me my. You know what I'm saying? So much about giving my flowers or acknowledge because of where I came from, and they think I done passed them, man. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't even about that. I ain't in competition with nobody but I ain't in competition with nobody but myself, man. Woo. That's that Bel Air Rosé. I'm having a birthday drink. Man, I ain't had a drink since last New Year. Not this New Year, not 2023, 2022. I had bought this bottle for New Year's 2023, New Year's Eve, and didn't even pop it open. So I said I'll pop it on my birthday. I said I'll pop it on my birthday and kick it with my peoples. But yeah, I got the website up. I'm proud of that. I always had the website, but if you see me on other podcasts or when I promoted the website on here, I always say, thanks, yo. I always say the website would be in the description because it was too long. So I finally went ahead and just got HankinTV.com. I got one here, a registered domain name, so I got that locked in. But we slowly but surely growing. You know what I'm saying? I want to thank everybody who be coming through, checking out the interviews, man. I'll be trying to bring people from all different walks of life and just into different things, man. Because like I said, you never know when a person might say something to help somebody else, or it could be people that like the guy I had on last night. He a DJ. It might be somebody out there looking for a DJ or something. And I had an artist on. It might be somebody looking for a collab. I'm also in the negotiations. I don't really want to speak on it now because we ain't really ironed out the details. I'm waiting to hear back from them, but we got this ready. We got this app. It's called Fly 93.5, and it's an app. But what it is, it's a dating radio station, and they highlight all the dating artists on there. So it's a dope app, man. You get on there, download it. You can listen to it's like the regular radio station in any city, but it's dating based. It's like I'll just say an underground radio station, but it's very, very professional. I'm in negotiations with promoting them, you know what I'm saying? I'm in negotiations telling them like, well, you run some promos for me on the show, and I'll run some promos for y'all on the show because they're trying to get it up, but it's dope. It's dope. I had it on my phone. I just didn't download it to my new phone, but I had it way back in 2019. And I think they had shut down for a minute, but now they're getting back up. And one of the guys had hit me up, and he said he's about to try to get it back popping. So I'm willing to hop in with him. So if you got the time, it don't hurt, man. You know what I'm saying? Just like hitting the like button or the subscribe, man. It don't hurt nothing. You know what I'm saying? It don't cost a dime, but this is something that y'all really gonna like. For the people like music, you find the time, go ahead and download the Fly 93.5 app. It's in the App Store in the Play Store. I'm gonna see if I can find it for y'all right quick so you can see what it look like. And they play all the local art. I think they play mainstream artists too, but they play majority of the local artists, man, and they be popping. That's how I got hip to a lot of them. And that's why I wanted to reach out, man, and make a platform to help them. Because I'm like, man, ain't no way this guy ain't been them blow. This guy, they consider local, and he banging harder than stuff I be hearing on the radio. That's what it looked like. It's called Fly 93.5. You never know. Hankin TV I might have my own little segment on there. Oh, and then for people who ain't too familiar with me, because I really ain't talk too much about myself on here. And I've been doing this since what's up, Lady S? I've been doing this since 2017. I didn't have my own channel. What it was, I was in conjunction with somebody else, and I used to do a show on their channel. And the name of the show was called Save the Sexy Radio. And we basically did this. It was like a female's platform, and I was supposed to be like the male perspective there. And what we did the same thing like kind of I'm doing now. We just interviewed people from all walks of life. It kind of started off with with Arthur's. You want some of this? It kind of started off with Arthur's, then we branched out and started doing other people too. Let me see what you said, yo. Can you give me something? Give me a call. I called King Shoe the other day. He was playing. His artist from Akron has some great music. He didn't get a name though. Could you try to find out who he is and get a deal? Okay, do you remember the name of the song? I'm gonna do a favor. I ain't gonna say it's a favor, but I'm gonna do it right. I'm gonna write it down so I remember. And I'm gonna find King Shoe. And if you can remember the artist's name, I'm gonna hit him up and find out. King Shoe. Hold on, I'm about to get it. King Shoe. All right. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second to do something right quick. Just give me one. All right, I'm back. Didn't say the artist's name, but he was just playing his songs. Okay, I'm gonna look up King Shoe and hit him up and see if he can tell me who the artist was he was playing today. I remember what the day was. The day was my birthday, so I remember that. I'm trying to remember. Oh, so yeah. So I was on another show. It's called Saving Sexy Radio. We did interviews on there. So when I first dropped my book, Hankin in Love with the Game, I used to be on a lot of shows. I used to get interviewed all the time. And I always wanted to do interviews myself. So the lady had hit me up. I ain't gonna say the lady, Susie Newton, she had hit me up and asked me if I want to do my own show. And that's the show that I was doing on Saving Sexy Radio. And then at the time, I was learning the stuff then, so I could do it now. So I wanted to get in the video as well. Because when I first wrote my book, I was trying to find somebody to make me a trailer, like a movie trailer, but I was going to do it for my book. I was trying to think and be innovative. Like, when they make them for movies, how come they ain't doing them for books? So I was trying to find somebody to do it. I couldn't find nobody to do it. So I was like, man, you know what? I'm going to learn how to do it myself. So I went to school. I went to school for film, and I learned how to shoot, film, and edit so I could do it myself. And then that's when I eventually said, well, boom, I'll start my own YouTube channel, you know, and when I say I start my own YouTube channel, I started doing my research. They started talking about you got to find your niche and this and that. And I didn't want to be doing no pranks and stuff like that. So I got to thinking. I'm like, Arthur's, like, I don't really do two Arthur's. Like, the game saturated with Arthur's. So I had got hit. I had already been hearing little stuff around the city and not just dating other cities to a local artist. And like I say, you be hearing some good music, but they don't be them made it. You know what I'm saying? They don't be getting the support and stuff they need. So I got to thinking, I'm like, man, you know what? I said, man, we need a platform. You know what I'm saying? Especially as rich as Dayton is in history with music, the home of aviation and everything. I said, man, we need to get a platform. And not only that, I said, if I do Dayton and I also do other cities that are like a network thing. You know what I'm saying? Interview artists from Detroit. He might have seen a guy on the channel I had from Dayton. Oh man, let me get a collab. You know what I'm saying? Trying to network and bring people together. And not just music. It could be anything, whatever you're selling. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I understand. That's why I tell people, like, I can put up posts like I'm giving free promos. Everybody's selling something, dinners or something. When nobody hit me up, but I be seeing other people be doing promos. They be charging. They be making a killing, getting money, and people be doing them promos. And here I am. I said, I do free promos. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing I learned when I had already This is one thing I can touch on when I was in the game. When I was in the game, this is the type of person I was. I give stuff away. I would not all the time, because it's about money, but when a person come, oh man, I need something. 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna give it to them. And then I used to be on the block. It might be somebody out there, they selling fake stuff. They just sold somebody something fake. The customer come back, oh man, dude, just sold me some bull crap. He took my money. I tell him, man, what he sell you? How much he get you for? And I give it to him. So I always was the type of person to give, and because you gotta give to receive. What's up, Garrett? So you gotta give to receive. But that's one thing they put it. So that's one thing they had put in my head in film school. Like, man, when you're doing film, I'm assuming any type of thing, entertainment, film, sound, graphic design, anything. They told us, like, man, you're gonna have to do some stuff for free to get your foot in the door and for people to see your work. They're like, you ain't gonna be able to charge for everything. You know what I'm saying? So I came into this with the same concept. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I can grow better and quicker and network better with people if it's free. Because anytime somebody charging, people think it's some string attached. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, well, I'll do it for free. You know what I'm saying? I ain't worried about I get man on the back end. I'm the type of person, I always look for man on the back end. You know what I'm saying? That's why I ain't afraid, and I'm hip to a slow grind. Because I know don't nothing happen overnight. You know what I'm saying? It's like you got to crawl before you can walk. It's the same thing about anything. Just like before I had changed my life, you know what I'm saying? I was in the streets. I used to be like, I can't work no job. I can't see wait no week to get paid. I can't see wait no 2 weeks to get paid. But if you put the concept to your paycheck the same way you did to your money on your pack, it's the same thing. When you first start off grinding, you didn't start off on no keys. You started off with a quarter. Then you got a half. Then you got a whole. It's the same thing. You got the stack. So I apply the same hustle to this. You know what I'm saying? I know it ain't going to happen overnight. I know I can't come to the door charging for stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, boom, I'll do it for free. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, and then when you do something for a person for free, and if something good happened for them out of geniality, of course they gonna return the favor. Even if ain't nothing do nothing about word of mouth and telling somebody else, ain't always got to be about monetary. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff in life, especially in the entertainment industry, man, it's built on favors, man. A favor for a favor. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, I don't mind getting man on the back end. For real. Because a slow nickel is better than a fast dime anyway. Any day. I said that wrong. A fast nickel is better than a slow dime any day. So that's how I looked at it. But just like Yo-Yo had just turned me on the King's shoe, and she said he had an artist, music he was playing, and she'd like to hear more about him, get an interview. It's the same for anybody else, man. If there's anybody out there who y'all feel like y'all want to see on the platform and hear more about, tell me about them. I'll look them up or tell them about me and have them look me up. We can put it together, man. You know what I'm saying? It's all about teamwork. Because another saying I got, the right hand watch the left hand, but they both watch the face. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta work together, man. And that's one thing I can say about the community. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of competition. People don't want to help nobody. And we got to work together. And even if we don't find nothing but a small circle of people, 2 or 3 people just to work together, the outcome would be great, man. And then what happened though? I did my first interview on this channel with Gangster because I really wasn't gonna do interviews on. I was gonna do something else, but I did my first interview on here with Gangster back in August, and it did so good. I'm like, well, I'll do another one. So I did another one. So after I did that one, then I had a couple people start hitting me up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, well, I just go ahead and just be my niche. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to like kind of steer off so much probably from just artists. Like I said, I try to do everybody. Because before I did this, when I researched and seen who else in my city was doing it, I seen it was only like maybe 2 people that was doing it consistently and doing it good. And although I'm doing it, I still came with my own little twist. But now it's like every day you look up, it's the same kind of podcast popping up. And it's only so many people in the city with motion. So it's the same, we say 10 to 15 people rotating in this 20 populated podcasts. So that means people hearing the same stories over and over and over. So what I'm about to do, I'm about to branch out. I'm about to branch out, get other people. That's why I be telling y'all, man, if y'all know somebody, send them my way or just drop it in the comments. Tell me what y'all want to hear. Yo, I promise that cooking video, I was doing it today, had everything set up. I said, you know what? I ain't gonna do that cooking video because I don't want to throw that food away when I make it. Because today my birthday, I know I'm about to eat good. So I'm gonna do it tomorrow, and I'm gonna take it. When I make it, I'm gonna take it to work to lunch with me. So you got it coming tomorrow. I have my stuff set up and everything, and I didn't want to waste all that food. So I said I ain't gonna do it because then I'm gonna just throw it away, and I don't want to didn't want to save it to tomorrow. So I'm gonna kill two birds with one stone tomorrow. I'm gonna make a meal and I'm gonna have my lunch. So boom, that's good. Good looking out, Lady S. I appreciate it. I call that a birthday gift. Thank you. But yeah, that's the killing two birds with one stone. I do the video for y'all, and I have me a nice lunch. So I'm telling you, this meal I'm gonna make gonna be banging. And another thing, why I need to and say another thing too. Whenever you got an idea, don't keep putting it off. Go ahead and jump on it. Because there's been several times I done had an idea and procrastinated, and I looked up and somebody else did it. It ain't that they stole it from me, it's that ain't nothing new under the sun. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing new. Everybody that did the same thing over and over. So you got an idea, jump on it. Because now I'm starting to see just how popular them prison cooking videos is becoming. They becoming popular to where people who ain't even been in jail making prison meal videos. So they are becoming popular. So when I do that one, I'm just gonna do it's a whole bunch of different prison meals I can make. I'm gonna just make different ones. Then we got this drink we used to drink in there. It's equivalent out here to what they call an energy drink. That's what it was in there. And what it is Kool-Aid, it's coffee, it's pop, it's ice, and you put some Jolly Ranchers in it or some Starburst. You mix it up. I'm gonna do the recipe for that. I'm gonna make that on the show. We made these things called fish tails in there. So if you ever had a can of Jack Mac, when you open up a can of Jack Mac, it's like a real piece of like a real body of a fish. But when you break it open, it break into fours. So you take the Jack Mac, you dump the juice off of it, you run it in the water, clean it, get the skin off of it, you take the bones out of it, and you break it down into fours. It break down to 4 pieces. So then what we'll do is we'll take some cheese bits. We use cheese bits. And what else? We use cheese bits and corn chips. You take them, you crunch them down. You crunch them down to a powder. You take some cheese, like some Velveeta cheese, a block of Velveeta cheese. You'll take your chunk off there. You put in a bowl. You be in a stove of milk from the chow hall. You put some milk in it. You put in the microwave, and you melt it down to like to the liquid, to a sauce. Then you'll take the fish. Then you'll take the piece of the Jack Mac, one of the four pieces. You'll take it. You'll dip it in the sauce. Then you'll take it and you'll roll it in. It's battering it. You batter it in the cheese bits and the corn chips. That's what the batter is. Once you get them good and battered, you take them, put them on a tray, put them in the microwave, bang it. You'll be surprised of the stuff we come up in there you can make, man. So I'm definitely gonna be coming with the cooking videos. I'm gonna be doing some I'm gonna start doing some lightweight vlogging. I got a couple shows people want me to be on. So what I'm gonna do, and I go to today's show, I'm gonna vlog it. What I'm gonna do though, I'm gonna give them time to drop it. You know what I'm saying? So they can get their content out. But then I'm gonna put my own spin to it. I'm gonna drop that. But like I said, man, any videos y'all want to see, any interviews y'all want, man, just let me know. Prison stories. I'm gonna start coming with the prison stories. And that's one of the things I was trying to think about. Like, man, what can I talk about while I'm cooking this meal? Man, I could have got so many different stories. So it's really gonna be y'all really gonna be getting a 2 for 1. I'm gonna get y'all a cooking video along with telling a prison story. But one of the stories I'm gonna tell, man, it ain't for clout, it ain't for views, it ain't for likes. It's basically, man, to help somebody, to help people who out here doing stuff and they don't know how it is, man. It's basically for a learning lesson. So if y'all got any nephews, sons, or anything, man, that's getting out of control, man, sit them down, let them watch the channel. Even the interviews, they can learn a lot from the interviews. Just like last week when I had Antoine Cunningham on here, the owner of Kier Wine. He also got the Dream Big Foundation. You know, he worked with youth. He's a mentor. But I'm gonna be telling a lot of these stories, man, to help people. Because one of the stories I'm gonna tell that I ain't gonna be doing for views and like, I'm gonna tell. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna tell it now. I'm gonna tell it to y'all now. Because I've been putting it off. When I was in prison, I was doing 10 years. I've been locked up 7 years. When I first started off, I was I'll say about an hour away from home. When I first started about an hour away from home. Then I got into my 7. When I got 7 years in, I was probably about 10 minutes away from my house, from where I lived at. That's how close the prison was. My mom had got sick. I just called her on the phone, talked to her. Called her one time, she's in the hospital. You know, that kind of had me down in there or whatever. So she had got out. So I talked to her one day. Asked her how she was doing. She said she had to get out. So I was telling her, like, because at her house, she had an upstairs. At my brother's house, he stayed in a ranch style. Didn't have no upstairs. So I'm like, you need to go stay with my brothers, you know, so you ain't got to be going up and down them steps. Like, oh, I'm all right. So I talked to her that day. 3 days later, I remember it like it was yesterday. I still ain't even grieved about it. I didn't cry or nothing. I mean, I was messed up, but I had hardened myself so much for being in there and had disconnected so much from my emotions that it was hard to connect. You know what I'm saying? But 3 days later, I remember I was coming across the yard, coming from commissary. One of my dudes came up to me like, hey, man, they looking for you in the case manager's office. So I go to the case manager's office. The case manager, she was a female. You know, females in prison, all the guys want to be hanging around and kicking it. And she liked the attention. So she got people out in her office. They got the music blasted. They in there kicking it and stuff. So I knock on the door. She tell me to come in. When I go in, like I said, it's like 3 or 4 guys in there. They got the music blasted. So she at her desk. She on the computer. So I walk in. She got her back to me. So I knock on the door. I walk in. I'm like, what's up, Miss Williams? I said you was looking for me. She's like, oh. So she looked back and seen it was me. She spent around in her chair. She's like, oh yeah, they called and said your mom died. You want to make a call? That's how they broke the news to me. They didn't call me to the chaplain. The chaplain didn't break the news to me. She didn't put everybody out or like, let me talk to you in private or nothing. It was a full party going on in there. She looked back, seen it was me, spinning around in her chair. She's like, oh, your brother called and said your mom died. You want to make a phone call? I was like, wow. To hear that news like that, I'm like, man. But like I said, I had disconnected from all my emotions and stuff. But a couple weeks prior to that, when she's in the hospital, I didn't know how sick she was, but it already had ran through my mind, like, man, what if something happened to my mom? What if something happened to my mom? So I had already kind of detached my emotions from that. You know what I'm saying? Not in a bad way, but I just had to, because if you don't, man, you can't do time like that. You got to detach from your emotions, because if you don't, what they call it when you're in there, people would tell you like, man, you got to stop living on the fence, because it's like you looking over the fence. Like, man, you got to stay off that fence. You got to stop worrying about what people are doing out there and stuff, and you just got to be tunnel vision. You know what I'm saying? So she broke the news to me like that. And I'm like, yeah, I called my brother. She still don't put nobody out of the office. They still got the music banging and everything in there. I called my brother, you know, he tell me what's going on, blase this, blase that. I gone up to my cell. Definitely a survival tactic. I gone up to my cell. I'm sitting there, I think about it. I can't remember exactly all I did. I know I was depressed, but I didn't know what, man, I was messed up. I didn't know what to do. So they end up, I think they end up calling me later on that day to the captain's office. That's where all the white shirts and it's like the police headquarters in there. They called me over there and they told me again and asked me if I want to make a call. That's all they can offer me was a free phone call. I don't need a free phone call from you. Because they got these things when you're in jail, they call them burnout phones. So what people do is they get a phone. They had a couple people in the city that's doing it. You give a person $40. You pay a person $40, they get a phone line cut on for you, and you just blow it up until they cut it off. It was worth it for $40, you know what I'm saying? Because a phone call back then was like, they didn't change it now, but back then a phone call was like I say like two or $3 a call. You're gonna make a million calls off that $40 phone. You're gonna make a million calls off of it. Then I'm selling 3 ways to other people. Because in there, what was money? Money was boxes of Black and Milds. A box of Black and Milds in there cost $2. So I get a guy a 3-way for give me $2, I get you a 3-way. So I done made hella calls for myself and made money. That made 10 times money off of it. So all they can offer me was a free call. I don't need no free call. This kind of right before. Well, cell phones was in there. I had a cell phone at one point in time, but they weren't as popular as they is now, though. You know what I'm saying? And back then, when you get caught with a cell phone, this one they would shoot you to the moon. That you'll get knocked with a cell phone. You might mess around and catch an outside case about it, and you'll do forever in the hole. But now, then they caught so many people with it, it ain't pretty much nothing now, but like a minor rule violation. I got out in 2010. So I've been out 13 years, man. Been out 13 years. I've been back one time since and did a year. And that was for assault on an officer. I want to tell I was in the county jail for something. And this is another story. I was in the county jail. I'm in there willing and dealing, making trades. So what happened was I gave a dude something off my breakfast tray for something off his dinner tray. So dinner time come around, he don't want to give me he don't want to pay me. So when they pass out the food, it's like, I'm trying to explain it. When they pass out the food, it'd be like the police on that, it's bars. The police on that side of the bars with the food, and we on this side. So I'm telling him, like, man, so they still over there. So I'm telling the dude, like, man, let me get that up off your tray, what you owe me. So he tell me he ain't giving it to me. So the police still right there. I just take and smack his whole tray out of his hand on the floor. Like, well, you ain't eating nothing. Bam, smack his tray out of his hand. So the police like, hey, come out of there. So they get me. So they try to take me to the hole. So I end up getting in a tussle with them and get to fighting with them. So they press charges on me for assault. So I got an assault on an officer, and they ended up giving me they gave me a year, and I went back and did it did a year for that. Yeah, during time when you older, definitely hit different. But the thing about it, when I caught my case, this is about to tell my age. I don't care. When I caught my 10, I was only 24. And I caught the 10. So I got out, I was 35. And then, like I said, I've been out. This month be 13. This month, 13 years. So you do the math. But yeah, when you're doing time, that's another reason why I gave it up. I said, man, I got out. I was at 35. So I'm too old. Plus, I seen how jail was changing, and all the stuff I had lost while I was in there. I'm like, man, I can't go back to that. I said, I ain't about to be no old nigga in jail. For real, get out. You're in there. First of all, you're in there, you're fighting and going through with these young Thundercats. Then you get out from rock bottom, starting all over again. So I had a saying. I said, man, I'd rather be out here on the streets, dead broke, than in jail rich, as far as trying to get some money. So I'd rather be out here broke rather than being there rich. Because if I'm out here broke, anything liable to happen. I'm liable to find some money, get blessed versus being there rich. If you're in there rich, you stuck. You in there stuck with money. I know I wasn't about to be no old nigga in jail. So I turned it all the way around, man. For real. One of the things I can say that helped me turn around was my wife. You know what I'm saying? When I went to jail during my 10, my daughter, she was 8. Because when I got out, she's graduating. Me and her reconnected, but I had been gone so long from her since she was so young. We reconnected. We got a good relationship now, but it's something missing. You know what I'm saying? I love her, she loved me, but we just ain't got that. So I wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? And then I ain't gonna be the type of person you can't make up for lost time. So all we can do is just pick up now. So the whole meaning is that, and I was saying one of the things that helped me turn my life around was my wife, because now I had somebody I had to provide. Before she was my wife, my girlfriend, had somebody I had to provide for, had to take care of, for something to live for. I could live. I guess I couldn't live for my daughter, but me and her was together every day. You know what I'm saying? It was a bond versus trying to repair and rekindle the bond with my daughter. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing I said. I said, I can't go back. No. I was drank, but it was common to see people who did a whole bunch of time They get out, and you look up, and they coming right back. Then they came back so quick, they mess around for real and go back to their same cell. I couldn't be that. I'm about to give y'all all the story times, but like I said, I got so many. But one of the things I did, I'm gonna tell y'all this. When I was in there the whole 10 years, I always had the good jobs. I always had like the professional jobs, the clerk jobs, because the thing about it, in there it's hot. In the summertime, it's blazing. So when you got the good jobs like the clerk ain't nothing but like a secretary, but you'll be the secretary for like the school principal, the captain's office, a teacher. So you in the school area, so you in the air conditioning. And plus, I mean, I wasn't no dummy. You know what I'm saying? I was come from the streets, you know what I'm saying, but I wasn't no dummy. So I had all the good jobs. So one of the things I did, and then along with having all the good jobs, I was the president of all the inmate group organizations. In there, they got different inmate group organizations. They got one called the 7-Step. They had one called the JCs. They had one called Black Culture Awareness. And what the inmate organization groups did, it was like a group of people. You got to pay dues to get in every week or a couple times a month. Y'all have a meeting. Y'all had like a elected board and stuff like that, which y'all did. Y'all organized all the fundraisers for the institution. That's how you would get money to buy supplies for your organization, like tablet, like not iPad tablets, but notebook tablets and pens and folders for the board of directors and stuff like that. So each different inmate group organization will hold a fundraiser like once a month. Like, and when we would do, we would sell stuff that we couldn't get in there. But we was like street food. Like for instance, Pizza Hut. You know you ain't gonna get no pizza in prison, but when an inmate group organization had a fundraiser for one, you could buy a pizza. So that's how we raised our money. So what happened is, you know what I'm saying, you draw up a proposal, what you want to sell, how much you're gonna sell it for, and what the organization plan to do with the funds. You will give it to your advisor, which would be a staff member. A staff member would be over the inmate group organization. You'll give it to the staff member, then the staff member will present that to the warden. And then the warden will okay it or deny it. You know what I'm saying? That's how, like I said, the inmate group organizations made money for their organization. But you got to realize all the money is going to the institution, and we can get in it when we want to get our stuff. But if it's going to the institution, come on, you know what they're doing. So I was the president of the 7-Step. That was one of the inmate group organizations. And the 7-Step had another little branch, which was called Youth Affairs. And Youth Affairs was like the Scared Straight program. The juvenile facilities surrounding area by that prison would bring juveniles that was locked up in their facility. They would bring them into the prison, and we would talk to them like a Scared Straight. But what I did, I changed the whole format of it. I said, we ain't gonna call this ain't gonna be a Scared Straight program no more. This is gonna be an educational program. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna educate them. We ain't trying to scare them. How can you feed information into somebody that's scared? You can't help nobody and you scaring them. So I ran that. We had a very high success rate. Because what we would do, it'd be like 8 of us. We'd go up there and we all give our presentation. Don't get me wrong, it'd be some scare tactics in it. Like, come here, give me your shoes. But after it calmed down, then we'll calm them down. We'll sit down and we'll put a message in them and tell them, like, man, you don't want to come here. And you would use this before my mom died. But a guy who was in the organization, his mom had passed, he would use it as an example. Like, man, you don't want to come in here. You in here, your mom died, you can't go to the funeral. That was another thing, too. I wasn't allowed to go to my mom's funeral due to the degree of my charges. Although I was only 3 years of going home, I was like the lowest level you could be. I could go outside the fence and work, but I still couldn't go to my mom's funeral because I had a first-degree felony. And the first-degree felony in Ohio is the worst felony. So if you got a first-degree felony, you can't go to no funerals. You can go outside and work outside the fence, but you can't go to a funeral. So that's just one of the tricks of the system, man. When people be out here doing stuff, and they be looking at these TikTok videos of guys in there cooking and kicking it and rapping and thinking it's cool, but they ain't heard the real realities of it. You know what I'm saying? So, what we'll do the program, and then at the end of the program, So the counselors, the juvenile center counselors is the one to bring the juveniles in. So we get them like an evaluation sheet for each person that spoke, and then write down the evaluation. And they had different categories on there, like how was his voice, how was his message, do you think he got across, did it make sense? So, and then like every quarter, the juvenile facility, because for a juvenile to come there to that program with them, they had to be like so close to going home. So like every group that comes, say for instance, they had to be like the juvenile that came through the program in the prison, they had to be like 30 days with going home. So 3 months after that, they'd give a report on if he returned or how he was doing and stuff like that. So we had a good high success rate. So I was the president of the JCs. I ran that organization. Now, don't get it twisted. Don't forget, we doing all the fundraisers. So that's another way I was making money. So we might be selling pieces for $10. We just sold, so you got to realize how much money that, I ain't gonna say, okay, we might be selling, it's gonna be damn near double the price. So we're making a hell of profit. And plus, it's a hard item to get, so you know people gonna buy it. And then it's been so long since a person had pizza, and you get it so far in between, they're gonna buy a lot of them. But also on the side, out of everything you went through growing up, what would you say contributed most to your going down the path that led you to jail? Man, I'm gonna tell you, trying to fit in, trying to be cool. Cause I remember, man, when I first jumped off the porch and started hustling and being in the streets, people used to be like, man, you ain't got to be out here. I grew up kind of good, man. You know what I'm saying? My mom had a good job. I had my dad, I think all the way up till I was 14. So I was on the honor roll for a minute. And then it seemed like once I got to junior high school and got out there like that and start catching the city bus to school on my own and getting around. And when I was in high school, that's when crack really when it hit right before I went to high school. Because my first time ever selling crack, I was still in elementary school. I was still in the 6th grade. I mean, I used to get off the school bus, go walk past my house, throw my book bag on the porch, and go down to these apartments in the city called the Coast. That's where it was selling the dope at a lot. It was on the Coast, and then right down the street from my house on this corner, it was Anna and Hoover. It used to be hustling right there. I get off, I'm in the 6th grade. I get off the bus, throw my book bag on the porch, and I'm going down there hustling. But what it was, I ain't blaming him. It's one of my dudes who lived across the street from me. He didn't have to do it neither. I remember he got in the game. I remember one day he came to my house. He had a whole bunch of money. I'm like, dang, man, where you get that money from? And he put out a bag of rocks. I'm like, man. And then he took me with him one day. Now, you got to remember, we realized we're in the 6th grade. So I think he might have been like a year or two older. Matter of fact, he was like 2 years older than me. So if I was in the 6th, then he was in the 8th. And I remember he had got a dope fiend rental. A dope fiend had rented him that car for some dope. And I was turned out then. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what? We get money. We driving cars. I can't even see over the dashboard. And one thing led to another. I got deeper and deeper and deeper in there. But my first time ever getting locked up, going to juvenile, I think was for, I think my mom had got me locked up for that's what they call it. I think they call it like disorderly or something. It was something where my mom, I got in some trouble. She had got me locked up because she seen I was going down the wrong path, man. But like they said, she used to always tell me, man, the trouble is easy to get into, but it's hard to get out. And I just got tangled up, man, and just got doing more and more and more. It's like my brother is the total opposite of me. And I just be sitting back thinking sometimes like, damn, man. But if I can go back and change it, man, I can honestly say, man, I wouldn't change a thing because then I wouldn't be the person who I am today. You know what I'm saying? I done been through so much. I could have did life in jail. I could have been dead a million times. And for me to still be here, let me know, man, I'm here for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Some of the stuff I did, it seemed like you would go back and change it. If I could go back and change, I wouldn't change nothing because, man, I wouldn't be the person I am today, man. You know what I'm saying? I have thought about it too, like, well, man, what would have happened if I didn't do such and such? Well, maybe if I didn't go to jail, I might have been dead. You know what I'm saying? So everything in life happened for a reason. But let me go back to the hustling part, though. So, but out of whatever they made, whatever the group organization made legally selling, I made about a quarter of that also too, because I was selling it too for commissary. And by me being the president and taking the orders, I can put it down to the guy paid for it, but he ain't paid it. He didn't pay me commissary for it. So I was eating. And then I told this story on my if you watch my first cooking video on my channel, the first one I did, I was a visiting room photographer for years, and I was the visiting room photographer for years. And with the visiting room photographer, dude, like we in jail, you get visits. So when you get a visit from your family, you can take pictures. I was a photographer. I'm the guy to take the pictures. So how guys get pictures is like maybe once a week, I'll go around to every block with what they call a cash slip, and have a guy fill a cash slip for how many pictures he wants, and he'll put it on there in an amount, and I'll turn them in, and they'll take that money off his account, off his inmate account. They'll take that cash. But however, I'm selling them under the table too, though. Man, give me 2 boxes of mail. I got you on the pictures. So I was a visiting room photographer. And then I ain't snitching, and I ain't, because everything done changed now. Like I said, I've been home 13 years, and they already know about that. It's over. But that's how the pack was coming in. I was moving the pack. It was crazy. It definitely was crazy, man. And them stories to tell, it really wake a person up, man. For real. I just have to wash my clothes in a trash can. Wash my clothes in the trash can. I realize it's the same trash can I'm cooking in, but I'm putting the food. This is how you cook a steak. This is how you cook a steak in there. So we got these things they call stingers. This right here is a piece of metal. This right here is a plug. You take this, you'll put it down in the water, and you'll plug it up. This will get hot, and then the water will get hot. So how we cook steaks is you take a steak, tenderize it, season it up. You put it in a trash bag, tie it up, or you can put it in a chip bag. But you put it in a trash bag, tie it up, put it in the trash can of water, but then you got to put like 3 stingers in there, and they boil. You know what I'm saying? That's how we boil our steaks. But I had to wash my laundry in a trash can, man. You don't send your laundry, because they do that, come around maybe once, twice a week, and you throw your bag over the range. They get you a laundry bag, you put your dirty laundry and throw it in there, take it to the prison laundry and wash it. You might not get it back. So I'm not sitting there. I don't want my clothes washed with all these people's clothes. So I'm washing man out by hand in my cell. So in commissary, you can buy these trash cans. They're about this tall, about the size of a trash can you have in your bedroom. I'll put me some soapy water in there. I had a clothesline in my cell. I throw them up over there and wash my clothes in my cell. But one thing about it, like I told you, it be so hot in there in the summer, everything a mildew. Your bed, your linen on your bed, and then how guys used to hook up their cells, you used to get colored towels in, because you could get clothes boxes in. Your people could send you clothes boxes with certain clothing and items in it, towels and washcloths. Then when they stopped that, you could order them. So how guys will hook their cell up, they're decorated by putting like a blue towel over their desk, and have a blue towel hanging over their bed, and have a blue towel over their window. That was like the curtains, color coordinated. But in the summertime, everything would just get so like wet, and the mildew, and the whole joint would be stinking for months. You can't get it out, man. And everything just feel wet. Your bed feel wet. It just be, everything just be moist. So that's why I had to wash my clothes out and hang them up to dry, because everything just be nasty and moist. And you're like, well, how the clothes dry? They eventually dry. But man, that's when I was in this joint up here called Lebanon. Lebanon is a close. So this is how I go. The lowest level is minimum medium. That's low level. Then you got close max. That's high level. Then you got max. You got super max. That's like the worst of the worst. I was in Lebanon. Lebanon was like a close low max. Lebanon is the prison. So the maximum prison we had here, it was called Lucasville. So back in it was the 90s, something, they had a big riot in Lucasville. So that's where they sent guys to Lebanon, because Lebanon was like right up under Lucasville. That's like the security of it. So it was hard in there, man. It was like a high close. It was like a close max. It was controlled movement. You just couldn't get up and go to the library or get up and go where you wanted to. And the thing about it, it's like one long hallway. It's one long hallway going that way, and then it's like a cross, and then it's one long hallway going that way. I was in there for I was in that one for 5 years. I didn't go outside at nighttime or see or touch snow. I ain't gonna say see because I see out the window, but we didn't go outside at night. We only could go outside if the temperature was 50 or more, 50 degrees or more. I hadn't been outside at nighttime or touched snow in 5 years. When I got my level dropped and I went to a different institution, which was a lower level, and you can move around it, you can run around a little more. You can be outside at nighttime, but going to and from, you couldn't be out there hanging out on the yard. You could either be going to the gym, coming back, going to the library, coming back, or going to a program or something. And then it'd be snowing. I remember the first time it snowed, and I'm like, man, that's why I ain't touched no snow in 5 years. Something simple like that. Like I had the guy on my channel, if y'all call it Robert Mackey, he did 26 years. I never crossed him, and we never bumped into each other the same joint, but I had heard about it because I remember when he first went to jail. And one of the questions I asked him, I was like, man, what was one of the most simplest things you missed while you was locked up? Of course, everybody know you miss your family and stuff like that. That's why I say one of the simplest things. One of the simplest things I missed, man, was hearing the newspaper hit the porch. People already know taking a bath because ain't no baths in there. So of course everybody gonna miss taking a bath. I used to just miss the sound of hearing the newspaper hit the porch, man. Hearing a dog bark. But then they eventually got dogs in there, and inmates would train them. They call them dog handlers. So we eventually got dogs in there. Then they started getting cats in there. And then in certain institutions, they'd be so close to the city, and there used to be so much trash and stuff on the yard, it attracted stray cats. But getting back to Lebanon right quick. Close Max joint. The bus ride. First thing you do, boom, you go to the county. You get sentenced, go to court, get sentenced. They send you to this place called CRC. CRC is the Corrections Reception Center. That's where you go. They give you a physical. That's where they class you at, decide like what level of prison you're going to go to and which prison you're going to go to. So you go from the county, you go to CRC, you'll be there between 1 month to 8-9 months a year, waiting to go to your institution. So I went, boom, got the CRC. So I had 10. My cellie, cool dude, man. He was Mexican. I think he was from Toledo. Cool dude. He had life. I was in there sick about my 10, but I had my chin up. He got life. He kicking it like he got 6 months. I'm like, damn. That was my cellie. He's in there for killing somebody. Me and him got cool. Then I ended up getting class. I got class to Lebanon. I'd already heard about Lebanon. Like I say, Lebanon, one of the worst of worst. We take the bus ride from CRC to Lebanon. So I think the bus ride maybe had been like an hour and a half, 2 hours. You shackled, you cuffed up, shackled in your arm. You got your arm through the guy next to your arm. They got you handcuffed, so y'all stuck together. We stuck on this little bitty ass bus, butt naked up under an orange jumpsuit. Motherfuckers on there stanking and stuff. So we pull up to Lebanon. When we pulling up there, it was like, man, Castle Grayskull. It's a big ass, it's like a castle. You looking, the windows busted out, trash. It's just trash everywhere. You hear all this noise. I'm like, man, what I done got myself into? But before I went there, I had already been locked up to the joint maybe 2 or 3 times before that. But I had never been to no close max. I was always going to minimum medium because I was only doing like a year or 2 years. So since I had 10 plus a violent crime, they classed me to go to a close max. So like I said, man, we pulled up to this, man. It was like Castle Grayskull. The windows was actually busted out. It's trash everywhere. That's why the windows busted out, because they didn't bust out the window to throw trash out. They used to have a crew come around every morning. They call the trash crew to pick the trash up off the compounds. There's so much trash out there. So we pull up. They get us off the bus, just like on TV. Get off the bus, take you in there, strip you down. But when you come in, they bring you in the back door. So when they bring you in the back door, that's it. That's all you see is that long hallway. Like, as far as you can see, it's just a hallway. Maybe at the end, you can kind of see the last block. You can see the bars because it's a hallway, and on each side of the hallway is different units. So you can't. It's like a straightaway. I'm like, man, hallway empty, ain't a soul in the hallway, shiny floors, super shiny. You know you in jail. So they get us in there. They walk us down. And when they walk us down, they get us to the intersection. Because remember, I told you to go like that. So all they do is go like that and it go like that. I want to say, no exaggeration, probably go a quarter mile that way, a quarter mile that way, or a little less than a quarter mile. That's how long the hallways is. So they walk us down. Now we go into the quartermaster. Quartermaster, where you get your clothes, your uniforms, your bed, linen, and stuff like that. So they walk us down. We get to the intersection. You can go that way. That's to the visitor room and to out and to get out. But it's bars, like a gate there. And you go this way, they take you to the quartermaster. So they got the quartermaster, the OPI. The OPI is called Ohio Penal Industries. That's where they make the license plates. They literally made, I thought it was just something off of TV, like, man, you're going to go to jail to make license plates. No, they literally made license plates in there. They made license plates. They did something called data entry. So we know how much a pair of license plates cost. And they paying us like 1 cent an hour to make license plates. And then they got this another one, Ohio Penal Industries job, which was data entry. A company get a contract with the institution, with Ohio Penal Industries. They get a contract to have the inmates do data entry for their company. You know how much data entry pay? Now that was kind of like a good paying job. They paid them guys. Matter of fact, they paid them by the words they type. So that was a good paying job. So can you imagine they paying us cent on the words, but in the free world, that's like maybe a $50,000, $60,000, $100,000 a year job. And they paying us cents on the dollar. But anyway, down that way is the quartermaster, where they make the license plate set, the data entry. I think they made something else too. I think they made state soap because they got their own state soap. And by them making it there, it's so full of lye that they eat your skin up. But what people do, they use it for their face because they clear your face up and they do their laundry with it. People really didn't take showers with it because it eats you up. But it was good for doing laundry. And like I said, they clear your face up. So they walk us down that long hallway, take us to the quartermaster, get our clothes. Then they tell you what cell you're going to. Then we come back up to the crossroads. And then when you come back up to the crossroads, you get to the block, it's only one way. And that's straight down that hallway. And then, like I said, it's dorm units on each side, and they got they call crash gates on them. So this might be like A unit. They got the crash gate closed, and next to it is B. And on this side was like K, and then I think it was J. But although the crash gate closed, there used to be so much racket and noise in there. You'd be like, man, what the hell going on in there? It was just like a madhouse, man. And it ain't just on TV, man. Guys was literally getting stabbed and getting took advantage of in there, literally. So if I seen that and I did all that time in there, why would I want to go back, man? Man, it's crazy. And that's one of the things that, far as being in the inmate organizations and being in the youth affairs, I was learning about was the recidivism rate. How quick people got out and how quick they came back. Because I was a part of the recidivism rates. Like I said, before I had went there, I had already been locked up. Before I had got the 10 years, I had already been locked up. Let me see, I had got 2 years. So I had got a year. I think I got like 18 months. So what's it like? 3 years, three and a half years? How many different prisons did you go to? When I was doing that 10-year bid, I was in 5 different institutions while doing that 10. Now, I got this one story I'm gonna tell y'all, but I'm gonna say that for a video because it's good. I was a cadre. What a cadre and a porter is the same thing. That's what they call inmate workers, like housekeepers, a porter job, the people that clean up the range, clean up the ranges and clean up the offices and clean up the unit, sweep out the floor. They call them porters and cadres. So I happened to get a job. I was a cadre at CMC. And what CMC was the Corrections Medical Center. That was like the prison hospital. So if you had to have a surgery, they would send you to Ohio State, like the college Ohio. They would send you to their college hospital. You got college students operating on you. And then, like for your recovery and rehab, they would send you to CMC, which was the Corrections Medical Center. It was like the prison hospital. They didn't do surgeries there. That's where they would bring you for like real serious medical conditions, where they would determine if you needed surgery, or they would send you there before you went to Ohio State to have your surgery. So you got to realize, by that being a prison hospital, how much traffic was in and out of there. And if it was a hospital, what do that mean? Nurses, STNAs, women. It was 99% women that worked there because of the nurses, and then the female staff. They considered it's really a max prison because of all the different level people coming through there. But the cadre section of it is considered a medium, low security. So, and then by not really being so rough, because a lot of people coming through there being sick, they employ a lot of females. So I worked there for 3 years. So I got some stories about that. Now that was ain't nothing good about being in jail, but that was like the mansions of prisons. That was like the best prison to be in, because there's only 75 cadres. So that means there's only 75 other people you had to deal with, versus being in places where it's 2,500, 1,500, 3,000. It's only 75 of us. It got air conditioning because it's the hospital. It was real clean. We ate real good there. And then you could get, like I said, you could get food boxes. People from the streets could send you food boxes with certain food items in. They could send you clothes boxes. And by being there and being a medium and it being like low-key a privilege to be there, you could get stuff there that you couldn't get at other institutions. So it was sweet. I got some stories I'm gonna tell about that. But the thing about it, I made $1 million in there though. I am going to tell y'all this before I cut it off for the story time for that. It was a non-smoking facility because it was a hospital. You couldn't smoke there, but come on now. So you can imagine what cigarettes went for in there. So they in jail, they got this stuff they call roll-up. It's a pouch. It got tobacco, and then it come with some papers. And I think you get like I think a pouch of it. It come with 30 papers. You're supposed to be able to get 30 cigarettes out of it. I was selling them for, and in the commissary they cost, but in the institutions where they allow smoking, they only cost like $1.72. But there, I was selling them for $30, $40 all day, every day, and I had 1 million of them. I'm gonna do a story time, tell you about how I was getting them in there, how many of them I had. But yeah, man, I'm just like so happy. And then sometimes you might hear me say like, sometimes people might feel a certain way, like I said, because of the stuff that I've been through, and then where I'm at now, they feel like I'm doing better than them. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't about that. But it been a struggle. You know what I'm saying? Just like today, like I said, when my guests didn't show up, I was just gonna say forget it and not come on, but I might as well, you know what I'm saying, kick it with my people, celebrate my birthday. Me and the wife, we ate good today. She bought me a cake. She got me a good. I invest any gift I get for anything, Christmas, birthday, I invest in the brand. Cause like tomorrow I make the cooking video. For Christmas, for my birthday, she had got me a gimbal for my phone. So that was one of the reasons why I said it was taking me so long to make the cooking video, because I couldn't figure out how I could set my camera up. Thanks, Yo-Yo. We got a lot to come. We got a lot to come, but I appreciate it. So I got that. But anything I get, any gifts I get something for the brand, something, a light, a green screen, a gimbal. Today I was just looking at a microphone, a microphone with a little thing on it for this. I was looking at that. I don't know if we'll get that yet though, because I'm really trying to move. When I move, I'm gonna have more space. I can set up like I have wanted set up. That's just some of the stuff I'm looking at though. But man, I appreciate everybody coming through, kicking it with me on my birthday. We had a good time. This was better than going out. It was a Tuesday. There ain't really too much to do on a Tuesday, you know what I'm saying? So this was kicking it. You know, we had our own little party. We turned up, Hankin TV. My guests didn't show up. We still had a good time. But there's one thing I am going to say about my guests. Not bad mouthing them. This is the second time they haven't showed up. So I'm going to ask y'all for y'all opinion. Should I give them one more chance? Just say yes or no. I'm going with the majority vote. This the second time they ain't showed up. The first time, let me tell you this. The first time they didn't show up, because when I scheduled the interview, I scheduled it like 2 weeks out. So when we scheduled it, they didn't realize the day we scheduled it for was their birthday. So I'm texting them, they ain't answering. So I happen to go on Instagram. I see them celebrating it was their birthday. So I'm like, I gave them a pass because it was their birthday. But, however, okay, there it is. When I rescheduled them for this one, I told them, I said, man, when we scheduled that last interview, I said, we messed around and scheduled your birthday and didn't know. I say, but this one is on my birthday, so you better show up. They're like, oh, man, I'll be there. They didn't show up, but the people have spoke. I got to give the people what they want. I ain't even a drinker. I remember I went to last month when I went to Gangsta's party. I had 3 shots of Henny. It was lit. I done had what? A quarter glass of champagne. Lit. Because I ain't a drinker. No integrity. Right. So I texted them yesterday, because this is what I always do when I schedule an interview. I hit a person 2 days or a day in advance with a text. Reminder for our interview tomorrow at 9 o'clock. I texted them yesterday. Reminder for we got an interview tomorrow. I'm going to send you the link here at 10 minutes till 9. They didn't answer me. So I'm like, okay. I hit them up again today at 2 o'clock. They didn't answer me. So I'm like, okay. I waited and waited. I kept watching the clock. It got close to 9. Then I was on my phone because I had this scheduled on YouTube. I was about to delete it. So when nobody come through and I wasn't on here. And I had seen a couple people had commented in the comments that was waiting on me. Yo, it was somebody else. So I said, I might as well go live. So I can't leave my people hanging like that. So from now on, even if the guests don't show up, we still gonna roll. We still gonna do something. We're gonna play a game, do a raffle. We're gonna do something. Like I said, I got the website. I got some books on hand. I got some shirts on hand. Like I said, I'm getting the shirts redesigned. But as soon as I do a reorder and restock my books and restock my shirts, I'm gonna do a giveaway. I'm gonna give some out. I just did one maybe a couple months ago. I think I did on Gangsta's channel. I'm gonna do another one. I'm gonna give out some books. I'm gonna give out some shirts. I'm also working on part 2 of the book I wrote, Hankin in Love with the Game. It's a 3-part book. Yeah, I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna tell y'all, I ain't gonna make no excuse. The reason I didn't post it, I was giving him a chance to post it since it was his party. You know what I'm saying? I was giving him a chance to post it because I sent him all the footage. I'm the one that shot the footage. So I sent him the footage and let him do what he wanted to do with it. I've been waiting on him to post it. So he ain't gonna post it, so I'm gonna go ahead and post it. You know what I'm saying? And then when I went down there, like last night when I had Nitty on the channel, the DJ, Nitty TV on the channel last night, y'all, he was at the party. I forgot Gangsta had introduced me to him. But I went down there. I mean, I did all right, but I think I kind of dropped the ball a little bit because I didn't want to be like no groupie running around with my camera, and I didn't want to feel like want people to think I was no groupie or nothing. But however, when I came back, I told one of my dudes that he's like, nah, man, that's your job. You ain't no groupie. Like, if anything, people are groupie to you. I'm like, man, you're right. It is my job. So from here on out, anywhere I go, I'm going to have that camera rolling. You know what I'm saying? But it's kind of weird. It still feel kind of weird sometimes walk around with a camera and people looking at you and thinking you filming them and stuff. But I could have got more footage. And then at the party, I knew where I was at and who I was dealing with. There was a lot of people in there that I could have got on camera and got some interviews from or introduce y'all to them. But like I said, I didn't want to feel like no groupie. And I made sure I told Gangsta before we got there, like, man, make sure you let everybody know I'm cool to shoot, man. I don't want nobody to think I'm just here on no groupie stuff filming in your party. You know what I'm saying? He's like, nah, man, go ahead, you cool. Because I met real life street stars was there. If y'all hit to them, they do a lot of interviews. They do a lot of interviews of the Texas entertainers, the Charleston White Gangster, the Texas rappers. I met real life street stars. Nitty TV was there. I think Jaguar Wright had came through there. The Magnolia Twins, they came through there. And there was a few rappers with some artists in the house, some New Orleans artists down there. I got footage of them, though. I'm gonna put them up. And then another thing would kind of had me hesitant to put them up. I'm gonna see what happens because the music. I don't want to put them up and then get a copyright strike. But however, the clips, the way I'm gonna do it, the clips gonna go so fast. I don't think they're gonna be able to hear. They're gonna hear the music, but in order for you to get the copyright strike, a copyrighted song had to be playing for so long. You know what I'm saying? Like we're gonna say 8 seconds, but the clip's gonna go so to the next clip so quick that it ain't gonna be able to register that song. So I might not get a copy strike. But however, what I will do, just for the footage for y'all, as long as I don't monetize it, I won't get in trouble. If I don't monetize, I'll just get a copyright claim. But if I monetize, I get a strike. A strike is bad. A claim ain't nothing. So, but when I upload it, it's gonna let me know when I hit the monetize button if it's good or bad. But if it's good, I'm gonna let it roll. And if it's bad, I just won't monetize it and put it up. But they had a lot of music playing there. I ain't figured that part out yet. How to get around that, film that party because you can't hear what the people saying. Because what I did was I did a video for him because it was his welcome home party. So I went around to all the tables. I just had about somebody give him a message. You know what I'm saying? Like like got them birthday videos they be putting up, and different people be telling people happy birthday and stuff like that. I did that, but it was like a welcome home. And I went to A&T Stadium. I went to the Dallas Cowboys Stadium. And I ain't even a football fan. There's the thing about it. I don't care what football team is your favorite. How you gonna go to Dallas, Texas, and not go to the Dallas Cowboys? Go to that stadium. I mean, I caught so much flack from people and got into so many arguments about that. Like, man, I know you're those little Dallas Cowboy fan. I ain't, man. How am I gonna go to Dallas and not go to the stadium? That's like, I ain't gonna say historical, but that's like maybe kind of bucket list. You know what I'm saying? This is where the Dallas Cowboys play at. And then I got it on film. I'll upload that footage. But if y'all football fans, if y'all know AT&T Stadium where the Dallas Cowboys play, they known for that big jumbotron screen they got. Come to find out, the screen is so big that it let all the way down, and that's where they do it turn into a stage, and that's what they had the halftime shows on. That's what the stage is, the jumbotron. So what I was trying to do for y'all, because when you go through there, when you're taking a tour, they got staff standing around to make sure you don't go in certain areas and make sure, because you only can film in certain areas, and some areas you can only take pictures. So they got staff standing around to make sure you ain't filming and make sure you ain't creeping off nowhere where you ain't supposed to be. So I had bumped into this one dude. He seemed like he was cool. So I got to hollering at him. What I was going to have him do was to explain on camera like how they transform the field. How they transform for different events. Because that's turf down there. You're like, is this the stuff they keep down all the time? So I pulled up on him like, man, I said, I want you to tell me how they transform the film. I said, I ain't going to put you on camera. He's like, I ain't allowed to be on camera. And he's like, you can't have my voice on there neither. And he said, and, all right, what do you say? And, what do you say? He said, and I ain't signed no NDA, and you ain't gave me no money. But then he was like, no, I couldn't do it anyway. But I was gonna have him like tell everybody, explain how they roll the turf up and transform it. Because when you're taking a tour, they walk you past where they got the other turf at, because that turf you roll up, they put a different turf down, and you like wondering like, man, how they do that? Because it's so big. When I put the video up, y'all see it. It was nice in there. And this is another thing about it. So right there at about the 50-yard line, they got the big star in the middle of the field. So like right in front of you, they got people taking pictures that work for them. Where you can take your picture, they give you this card, you go to this machine and it print it out, but it costs $30. Why would I pay y'all to take my picture for $30? I can just hand my phone to somebody and have them take my picture right here in the store. I guess this is I don't really call it a money grab. They got to make their money, but I was like, man. Then they also got the pro shop and everything. So all the Dallas gear, hats and jerseys and stuff. I got me a hat up out of there. But I'm gonna upload that. I'll upload the party footage. I think I might got some airport footage. I gotta go through my footage. I did a lot of filming on my phone. I did some on my camera too. But I'm gonna get it for y'all. I'm gonna get it for y'all because I gotta start getting more content up. So I have been promising y'all that cooking video for months. Yo got on me about it one day, and then they bomb even got on me about it one day. So I'm gonna get it up. I gotta figure it out. Like I said, I was gonna do it today. Like, man, I ain't even gonna make that food and throw it away. So I'm about to eat good today. But I'm about to wrap it up, man. Make sure y'all be looking for them stories they got come. I might not even do no videos on the store. I might just come over here once a week or something, just kick it, and I'll find a story to tell you. I'll just put it up. I'll schedule it, put up the title, what the story gonna be about, and we all just come through and kick it, man. That's what we gonna do. But like I said, man, if y'all got any nephews, sons, stepsons, kids in your neighborhood, man, who y'all feel like being going in the wrong direction, man, just drop me a line and let me know. And we're gonna put up a video for them. We're gonna talk to them, or they can go through and get some motivations for some of the people I interview. Because if you notice, anytime I interview somebody, I kind of always ask them like where they from, how they grew up, as far as if they had been in any trouble and stuff. Because if they had, then boom. Well, how did you get to where you at today? All right, lady. Yes, I appreciate the Cash App. I appreciate you for coming through. Because they'd be like, how did you get to where you at today? So it'd be kind of like a motivational story. Because like I say, man, I root for the underdog. I like to see people who been through some stuff and who got out of the mud, man, and turned it all the way around. Because that was me, man. That still is me. So I like that. Unknown caller. Yeah, I like that. So if you got any, man, bring them through. Let them check out the video, or like I say, let me know. But especially once I get to telling these prison stories, they're really gonna be. You really can have them tune in then, because I'm gonna be telling the hard fact how it was. Like I said, guys was really getting. Man, I'm gonna tell y'all one more. Remember I told you about that long hallway. When you walking down, you can look, and like I say, you can see it. You can see in the blocks. Now I ain't gonna tell that. But I'm gonna tell this other one. This just like it. So I stayed up on the third range. The third range was what they call the mirrored range. The mirrored range is you've been out of trouble. I think I had no write-ups in a year. They put you on the third range, the mirrored range. You have a cell by yourself. You can go get ice when you want to. You can use the phone when you want to. If you're not on the mirrored range, you only can use the phone once a day, and that's when your range got day room. Now it's 3 ranges: the first, second, and third. The first range might got day room in the morning. The second range got in the afternoon. The third range got it at night, and then it'll rotate. But if you're in the mirrored range, you can come out when you want to. You can get ice when you want to. You can use the phone. But if not, you only can use that phone when your range got the day room. So I was on third range in the mirror by myself. So it was this real older white guy. He slept next door to me. Yeah, he slept right next door to me. So at night, at the end of the night, people in the building came off the yard. It's hot in there. They call ice. They call the ice by ranges. When they call ice, people be running because it's most likely gonna run out. So I just always see this old man that stayed next to me. He's so old. By the time now he got down there, he never get none. So I felt sorry for him. So what I started doing, I started getting his ice for him. Or I get it earlier, right before they call it, so I was allowed to get it for him because he was just so old, man. It was sad. So one morning, it's breakfast time. So when they call breakfast, how you know it's breakfast? They pop the doors, pop. They pop the doors. So it's breakfast time, but they ain't calling breakfast because you used to just popping right up because But I used to have my door jammed. I used to take a tennis ball and put it in my door because anytime they call chow, they just pop your door open. That's how people get killed. A guy, as soon as they pop your door, if a guy got a problem with you, as soon as they pop doors, if you're in there sleep, somebody can slide up in there on you. So I used to put something in my door so it don't pop open. You know what I'm saying? It'll pop, but it don't pop open. So I'm waiting like, man, when they ain't call breakfast. So I can hear people moving around the range. So I can see out the little crack in my door. because the guy stayed right next door to me. So when you hear keys and stuff jingling, you know it's the police or something moving around. So I heard a whole bunch of keys and stuff jingling around, and I could see not his door, but if somebody outside his door, I could see out the crack of my door. So I'm looking out the crack of the door. I see the police out there. I say got a stretcher out there. So I'm like, man, what's going on? I'm like, what the heck going on? So they out there talking, and you can tell something serious going on by the way they move and the way the walkie-talkie's going on. So like I said, I seen that stretcher out there. So I guess they go in there and get him, and they put him on the stretcher. They put him on the stretcher. He covered up. I'm like, what's going on? So when they put him, he laying down, but his knees is stuck up in the air like that. Just say if you laying on your back and you hold your knees up like that. What he did, he died the night before, and he had been in there dead so long, the rigor mortis had already set in, so his body was stuck like that. I was like, I'm trying to think of the first time I seen somebody pass in there. I think that might have been the first time I seen somebody pass. My neighbor passed. And he had been in there so long, like I said, he had been there so long, rigor mortis had set in. So what they supposed to do, like every hour, they supposed to come and do what they call a cell check, shine a light in your cell to make sure you're all right. So by him not being there so long, and that rigor mortis set in, that means ain't nobody checked on him. Had nobody been checked on him. So what they did, they put these little boxes at the end. These boxes at the end of each range. So I mean, every time the police came around and did a cell check, they had to hit it with the key to let them know that they did their rounds. I see my next door neighbor pass, man. It was sad. Oh man. But like I said, he used to be so slow to go get his ice. You kind of figure like, man, he ain't gonna make it too long. You could kind of tell he was sick. I mean, he wasn't like, he just seemed like he was old. He didn't really seem sick. He just like he was like too old, but he was old enough to like, man, he ain't gonna make it too much longer. But he died, man. And he was in there, like I said, he was in there so long. That's sad for you to be in your cell so long that rigor mortis set in. And then for you to die like that, I'm gonna give y'all one more story before I go. While I'm talking about that. So that's one thing about this drink. CMC, the Corrections Medical Center. So they had this, I forgot the name of the program, but I took the program and I got a certificate. I did it for a selfish reason, but at the same time, it was an eye-opening reason. What it was I forgot the name of the program, but we was at the Corrections Medical Center, prison hospital. A lot of people dying there. So they had like a team of guys. You take this class. It was a long class. I forgot how many months it lasts. But what the purpose of the class was when a guy's on his deathbed, so he don't die alone, you will sit in a room with him. So say for instance, the doctor gave a guy like 2 weeks to live. So you could kind of tell when he get to decline, and then I forgot the name they called it. So they would call that, meaning like, I think it was like a 2-hour shift, like every 2 hours, an inmate who had took a class would rotate going in there sitting with him. So when he died, he didn't die alone. You know what I'm saying? That was sad. But the reason I took it, because I used to always take the third shift watch. Because when you're on the third shift watch, ain't nobody moving around. And if you catch the right female CO, you know what it is. But like I said, I did it for a selfish reason. But at the same time, it was an eye-opening experience. I think I had two people passed on my watch. It was a hospice class, but in jail they got a certain name. I forgot the name of it. And like I say, the class lasts like months. And when you get done, they give you a certificate and they help you because you're dealing with death. You know what I'm saying? And the reason, like I say, they have you sitting there with the people because they locked up. And even if a person on their deathbed, they can still feel the presence of somebody, and they can still feel the presence of somebody in that room with them. And it was kind of like compassionate for them. They didn't want the person to die by themselves because a lot of people, families then gave up on them. A lot of people ain't got family, or a lot of people's family can't make it. And it'd be sad, man. Don't you think it'd be sad for you to pass alone with nobody? You on your death, you just pass by yourself. So it was like, there's only so many people took the class because a lot of people didn't want to deal with that. Like I said, I was only motivated by selfish reasons, but at the same time, like I said, it was still an eye-opening experience, and I got something out of it. I think I had like two people passed on my watch. I think. Let me see. They had 2 people passed on my watch. one of the guys they had, he was locked up. He was a doctor. He was a doctor. When he had killed his wife, and he tried to kill himself. So what he did, he had took it. Yeah, sad. I don't know how much time he was doing, but he had killed his wife and he tried to kill himself, but it didn't work. So he was messed up. He was kind of like a vegetable, but he could still talk. But he was like real rude and real arrogant. His name, I remember to this day, his name was Jerome. He was like one of the problem patients. And he was smart, because like I say, he was a doctor. I used to always kick it. He was rude. He was real rude. But he was a cool dude, man. I'm like, man. They kind of treated him bad because of what he was in there for and stuff like that. But he human too. He ended up passing. He had been there for years. He couldn't move or nothing. And the thing about when you go on that wing, because they had like a wing, because like our wing, and then across, like it was a prison hospital. People come and go, but it was the cadres wing, and then across from us was a long-term patients, meaning patients who couldn't go back to no prison. They had to be in the hospital because they was either a vegetable like him or they was like real messed up. And about that, it used to be not a bad thing. I mean, they couldn't help it. It used to always stink over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, because a lot of guys over there wore diapers. A lot of guys couldn't make it to the bathroom, and you can imagine how the nurses and stuff was doing them. The cadres, we just cleaned the cells and brought their food and stuff. We didn't want to. Did we clean the rooms? No, we didn't clean the rooms. We weren't allowed to change the patients and stuff like that. It just always stink over there. That was a bad thing about it. There was what did they call it, man? I forgot what they called it, man. They didn't call it hospice though. It had a different name, but it was a hospice. It was like just like hospice. It was like you was a hospice worker. They had a different name for it. I forgot the name. Oh, but then that one, and then it's the last one. Him, I did that. Then I told y'all about my neighbor. You know, I was at Lib. It was a whole bunch at Lib. I'm gonna tell you about this one. Like I said, you walk down the range. When you walk down the hallway, you can see in the different blocks. So one morning we walking down the hallway, going to somewhere, breakfast or something, and it's already going around the jail where it happened. Somebody had tied themselves up, and then when you walk past, all you seen was the sheet dangling from the rail. They had already cut him down and stuff. So all you could see was the sheet dangling from the rail. Like, man, there's definitely some eye-opening experiences in there. People always want to act like it give you stripes because you go in there or thinking it's cool, man. It ain't nothing cool about that. But today, what's today? Tuesday. I ain't got nobody tomorrow. Thursday, I'm gonna be on somebody. Thursday, we ain't gonna be here until 10. Usually I do them at 9, but Thursday night we gonna be here at 10. I got B Mac. B Mac, like I say, he owns Studio Galleria, music studio, photo studio. Plus he do events. Plus he the network and politic with some big people in the game. JT the Bigger Figure, Rich the Kid, CMG. That's just to name a few. He done networked and politic with a lot of people. So he gonna come through Thursday night at 10 and give us some game. He also got a brand, Risk Takers, and Chances Make Champions. So he got merch. So he'll come through, sprinkle us with some game. He might sprinkle y'all with some game y'all can use or something. So come through here and check him out, man. But all my interviews, man, I try to have a message in them, man, and the message preferably come from the people. Just like when B Mac come on, I met him in the joint. So that's a guy, like I said, I like to root for the underdog and see where people got it from nothing. So he definitely gonna have a story and a positive message to tell us, man. So man, everybody just tune in, man. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. If you ain't subscribed to the channel, man, it's my birthday. Subscribe to the channel. Even if you ain't gonna watch the videos, man, just hit the subscribe button. You never know what might come past one day and pop up that you might like or something you might need or can utilize or something, man. Like I said, man, we all got to work together, man. You never know. You can never, you know what I'm saying? You can never look past people, man. You don't know who people are, man. And you never know when you might need somebody. So everybody, man, I want to thank y'all for rocking with me, man. Thanks for spending my birthday with me. Shout out Lady S for the birthday cash app. I appreciate it. Holla out Yo-Yo Swift. Yo-Yo Swift been dedicated. She be coming through. how I chose my YouTube name. I chose my YouTube name because the name of my book is called Hankin in Love with the Game. The name of my brand is called Hankin. When you can supply the demand and consistently turn a profit. So I thought it would only be right for me to call it Hankin TV. Because what I want to do, I want to supply demand, but I always want to consistently turn a profit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to supply the demand as far as with knowledge, with jewels, with guests, with networking, and profit by providing that. You know what I'm saying? So Hankin is the main brand. And under the main brand, I'm gonna have different brands. I'm gonna have Hankin TV, maybe call it Hankin Media. I got the shirts, maybe Hankin Clothing, the books. I don't really do music, so I ain't gonna say Hankin Music, but it's just like the main brand. That's how I came up with it. But what I did when I was sitting down writing the book, I knew it was gonna be a street urban book, so I put the G on it. And somebody told me, like, man, don't put the G on it because it's Hankin. I'm like, man, no, I'm thinking I gotta be proper. But it's really Hankin, like Hankin. I dropped the G. That's why I'm getting a shirt redesigned. You know what I'm saying? Because without the G is slang, and that's basically what it is, slang. And how I came up the word, if you hadn't heard before, Hankin, when you can supply the man and consistently turn a profit, Hank is another word for heroin. And then in Dayton, when a person was selling a lot of it, when they was rolling, getting money, people used to be like, man, you hanking. So I took the word and put a positive meaning to it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm hanking. I'm supplying demand and consistently turning a profit. So I took a negative and called myself turning it to a positive. And the reason it's a positive because if you supply demand and consistently turn a profit, no matter what you're doing, you could be selling hair, doing hair, selling dinners. As long as you supply that demand and you consistently turn a profit, you hanking. So what I try to do is try to take a dating thing and make it global. And all in a nutshell ain't nothing but another word for hustling. Hankin. But that's how I came up with a Hankin TV. I had another name for it. What did I was going to call it something else. And I ended up having to call it Hankin TV. And then once I did that, I just said, forget it. I just started a whole Hankin brand. You know what I'm saying? Outside of the book. So that's how I came up with it. I'm trying to think what I was going to call it first. And I can't remember the name, but the reason I didn't call it that is because I think when I put it into YouTube, I think somebody else had that name. Somebody else got this Hankin name too, but I'm trying to think, what was it? Because at first I was just going to use my name, because that's what my logo is, James Turner, J Turner 3, because I'm the third. And somebody had that already. And then I put in Hankin. Hankin came up too, but it wasn't TV. So I just put the Hankin TV. So I just put the TV on it. So that's really how I came up with it in a nutshell. Like I was saying, man, I appreciate y'all for coming through, man. I got my loyals. Yo Swift, Lady S. They bomb. He be popping up. My guy Mitchell, Garrett Mitchell. But yeah, man, just stick in there, man. I'm gonna be getting the content up, man. I'll be kind of like, I ain't gonna lie, I'll be slacking. I need to be doing way more. And it be helping me when y'all get on me, like when Yo-Yo got on me about that cooking video. But I need to turn it up because I ain't doing nothing but hold myself back. You know what I'm saying? If I drop it, y'all gonna watch it. So I got y'all. Today my birthday, so I'm motivated. I'm motivated now. I'm about to go ahead and lay it down. My dude had called me. I didn't like what got tipsy. I ain't had nothing but a quarter glass of champagne and lit. I don't drink. So if I don't drink and I'm tipsy off of that, you can imagine how much of a monster I was when I was in them streets, boy. But it's enough of that, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Hope y'all like the stories. I got a whole bunch of them. I'm gonna catch y'all tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. I'm gonna do the video tomorrow. I don't know if I'll upload it, but I know I'm gonna upload it this week. But we definitely here Thursday at 10 o'clock, man. Thank y'all, man, for rocking with Hankin TV, man. I'm gonna holler at y'all. Thanks.